Now here we see the module 2 elastic properties of material. Now in this session we go with the single cantilever and derive the expression for Young's modulus of a material of a single cantilever. Now we see the single cantilever. What is single cantilever is a beam fixed at one end and free at the other end is called as a single cantilever. Now expression for a single cantilever, we look into it. Consider a uniform beam of length L fixed at M. Let the load W act on a beam at N. Now what does it say is, consider a beam of length L which is fixed at one end. That means point M is fixed and the other end of the beam towards right hand side is free. And the load W is attached to the right hand side of the free end of the beam. Now consider a point P on a free beam at a distance x from the fixed end, which will be at a distance of L minus x from the N. That means N is the free end. At N you are applying the load. So the distance of a point P from the fixed end is x. So from P to N becomes L minus x. That is what it says. Total length is L and the point P from the fixed end is x, and from P to the free end is L minus x. Let P dash be the position after the beam is bent. See here, when the beam is for this free end of the beam, if the weight is been attached, it comes down and the point P reaches to P dash. That means the beam has been bent because of the applying of weights at a point N, which is free. This is called as a depression of a cantilever. Single cantilever means one side free, the other side fixed. So what is the depression we are going to see in this derivation. Now bending moment of a beam, we know that it is a force into perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance, that is W into L minus x. As per the diagram, perpendicular distance is L minus x and force is W. But bending moment of a beam is y by r into Ig. We have seen in the previous derivation, the bending moment of a beam is nothing but y by r into Ig, which is equation 2. So from equation 1 and 2, we can say that both the LHS are bending moment. So equate the RHS. So y by r into Ig is equal to W into L minus x. Rearranging the terms, which is nothing but 1 by r is equal to W into L minus x divided by y into Ig. Bring that Yig to the denominator. Let that be equation 3. If y be the depression at P, then it can be shown that 1 by r is equal to d square y by dx square. Approximately, we are taking it as 1 by r is equal to d square y by dx square. Let capital R is the radius of the circle to which the bent beam becomes a part. From equation 3 and 4, we can say that d square y by dx square is 1 by r and 1 by r is equal to W into L minus x by Yig. We can make it as d square y by dx square is equal to W into L minus x by Yig from equation 3 and 4. Now here d square y by dx square is equal to W into L minus x by Yig. The same equation I have taken it for the easy, you can see at a single slide. So it is a second order differential equation. I am splitting into a first order d by dx of dy by dx of W into L minus x by Yig. So here rearranging the terms over here, d into dy by dx, take the dx of LHS to the numerator of the right hand side. So d by dy by dx is equal to W into L minus x by Yig into dx. So integrating on both sides, you are getting dy by dx is equal to W by Yig into Lx minus x square by 2 plus C1. This goes to equation 5. Here C1 is the constant of integration. When x is equal to 0, the tangent at M is horizontal. Therefore, dy by dx is equal to 0. Substituting this above equation in 5, we get C1 is equal to 0. Since here C1 is a constant of integration and we have applied the limit at x is equal to 0, dy by dx goes to 0. Therefore, substituting this dy by dx at x is equal to 0, we get c1 is equal to 0. So, equation 5 becomes dy by dx is equal to w by yig into lx minus x square by 2. Now, if you make c1 goes to 0, so directly you can apply that value of c1 equal to 0 into the equation 5 into this equation. Next, dy by dx, the same equation I have written here, the same in the last equation, dy by dx is equal to w by yig into lx minus x square by 2. I have taken it for continuation, the same equation. Now, rearranging the terms again here, again to integrate. So, denominator of LHS goes to the numerator of RHS cross multiplication. Therefore, dy is equal to w by yig into lx minus x square by 2 into dx. Again, integrating on both sides, integral of dy is nothing but y is equal to w by yig into lx square by 2 minus x cube by 6 plus c2. Here, integral of x is x square by 2 and integral of x square is x cube by 3. 3 into 2 is 6. Therefore, x cube by 6 is the integration of x square by 2. Here, where c2 is the constant of integration, where x is equal to 0, no depression at n. Therefore, y equals to 0 at x is equal to 0. So, substituting the value of x is equal to 0 at y is equal to 0. So, what we will get? Again, we will get the values of C2 as 0. Substitute the value of x is equal to 0 into this equation. X is equal to 0. Then, no depression at m. Therefore, y equal to 0 at x is equal to 0. Therefore, you are getting value of C2 as 0. Since C2 is 0, equation 7 becomes y is equal to w by yig into lx square by 2 minus x cube by 6. At the loaded end, y is equal to y naught. Y is equal to y naught at x is equal to L. These are the limits when we have applied the weight. So, y becomes y naught at x is equal to L. Therefore, y naught is equal to w by yig into L cube by 2 minus L cube by 6. Here, since we have substituted as x is equal to L, the above equation changes into L cube by 2 because of applying the limits. Y becomes y naught. Now, at loaded end, since y equals to y naught and at x is equal to L, I have taken the same equation over here once again to have the continuity. Y naught is equal to w by yig into L cube by 2 minus L cube by 6. Depression produced at the loaded end. If you take the LCM and if you do the simplification, y naught is equal to w L cube by 3 by ig. I have taken the same equation from the slide into this so that LCM becomes easy, simplifications also becomes easy. So, equation 8 has come because of taking LCM of the above equation. Now, rearranging the terms of equation 8. Young's modulus of a material of a cantilever is given by capital Y is equal to w L cube by 3 y naught into ig. Just rearranging of equation of 8, we are getting the equation 9. If the beam is having a rectangular cross section with B, breadth and D is the thickness, we know that ig is equal to BD cube by 12. This we have seen in the previous derivation. So, we are taking ig as BD cube if B is the breadth and D is the thickness. Then substituting the value of ig into the equation 9. So, we can make it as y is equal to WL cube by 3y cube, 3y naught into ig value is nothing but BD cube by 12. See here, ig is in the denominator in the equation 9. So, we are putting here as, so ig is nothing, since ig is in the denominator, this goes up. So, WL cube by y naught is equal to WL cube by 3y naught into 12 by BD cube because ig is lying in the denominator. Therefore, rearranging the terms and doing the simplification, 3 goes 12, 4. So, y is equal to 4W L cube by Y naught B D cube. This is equation 11 and this gives the Young's modulus of a material of a single cantilever. Thank you.